Endpoints. Definition. An endpoint refers to a specific URL or URI uniform resource identifier at which an API can be accessed by a client to perform a specific task, such as retrieving data, submitting data, or invoking an action. Types: resource endpoint, action endpoint, function method endpoint, resource endpoint. Description. Resource endpoints represent specific resources or collections of resources, typically used in REST APIs where each endpoint corresponds to a particular resource type. Utilizes HTTP methods like GET, POST, PUT, DELETE to perform CRUD create, read, update, delete operations. Examples. Example 1. Resource, users, URL, API USERS. Methods. Get, retrieve a list of users. Post, create a new user. URL, API USERS ID. Methods. Get, retrieve a specific user by ID. Put, update a specific user by ID. Delete, delete a specific user by ID. Example 2. Resource, products, URL, API products. Methods. Get, retrieve a list of products. Post, create a new product. URL, API product SID. Methods. Get, retrieve a specific product by ID. Put, update a specific product by ID. Delete, delete a specific product by ID. Action endpoint. Description. Action endpoints perform specific actions or operations that are not directly tied to resource. CRUD operations, often used for operations like login, logout, search, or complex actions involving multiple resources, may use various HTTP methods but often POST due to the nature of the actions performed. Examples. Example 1. Action, user login, URL, API login. Method. Post, request, JSON payload with user credentials, username and password. Response, JSON data with authentication token and user information. Example 2. Action, search products, URL, API products search. Method. Post, request, JSON payload with search criteria keywords. Filters. Response, JSON data with a list of products matching the search criteria. Function method endpoint. Description. Function or method endpoints are used in RPC-style APIs, e.g. JSON RPC, XML RPC, gRPC. Each endpoint represents a specific function or method that can be invoked with parameters. Allows for more procedural and function-based interactions compared to RESTful resource interactions. Examples. Example 1. Function, add numbers, URL, RPCAD. Method. Post, request, JSON payload with parameters number 1. Number 2. Response, JSON data with the result of the addition. Example 2. Function, get user info, URL, RPC get user info. Method. Post, request, JSON payload with parameter user ID. Response, JSON data with user information corresponding to the user ID. WebSocket endpoint. Description. WebSocket endpoints enable full duplex communication channels over a single, long-lived TCP connection. Often used for real-time applications requiring continuous data exchange. Unlike traditional HTTP endpoints, WebSocket endpoints handle messages in a persistent connection. Examples. Example 1. Application, real-time chat, URL, WSS, chat. Example, ComSocket. Communication, WebSocket messages for sending and receiving chat messages in real time. Example 2. Application. Livestock prices. URL. WSS. Stocks. Example. Comprises. Communication. WebSocket messages for receiving live updates of stock prices. GraphQL endpoint. Description. GraphQL endpoints provide a single URL where clients can query and mutate data. Clients specify the structure of the response, requesting exactly the data they need. Simplifies data retrieval by reducing the number of requests and payload size. Examples. Example 1. Application. E-commerce. URL. GraphQL. Query. Producted. 123. Name. Price. Reviews. User. Comment. Response. JSON data with the requested product details and associated reviews. Example 2. Application. Social media. URL. GraphQL. Query. User ID. 456. Name. Posts. Title. Content. Response. JSON data with the requested user details and their posts.